The Llano Estacado is a picture of isolation. It's cut off from the rest of the high plains by the Canadian River, from the more humid lower plains of the east by the Caprock Escarpment, and from arid New Mexico by the Mescalero Escarpment. The people that live in these endless grasslands feel the isolation in modern ways. There are small rural communities whose inhabitants long to express who they are and where they are.
Highway's taken me 1,000,000 miles, and I've seen my share of pretty little smiles. The feeling I get when I'm on my last leg home. I was probably 16 when I first started writing songs. I remember that's when I got my first guitar. And that's when I started learning how to play guitar. It was black and it had this, I believe probably fake, but ebony inlays around the sound hole and kind of on the fretboard, and just something about it. I'm kind of a reserved person, except for my music, I think, and that's how I express myself. So this guitar, thinking back now, I think it needed to be something that kind of popped. And to me, that black with that ebony just screamed, pick me. It just stood out on the wall. Yeah, there's definitely a relationship with that guitar. It had a lot of songs in it for me. So. We all need someone. And I've been clinging to that black top. And there's no telling if it's ever gonna stop. But this is my chance to do just what I love. This world is changing. I used to be a truck driver for 10 years, 12 years, something like that, and working in the oil field. And I spent a lot of time on the road. And that's where most of my ideas would come from. And I can't even tell you how many notes in my phone of just maybe a line or a verse or a chorus or just an idea of a song, and they just sit there. And every once in a while I'll just scroll back through there and read something, and it might inspire the next line of that song or something. There's been 2 times where I have written a set of lyrics, maybe just a verse or chorus or something, and then while I'm just driving and, like you said, turn the radio off, and I'm just kind of zoned out on the road, and I just start hearing a melody in my head. But most of the time I sit down with my guitar and I just start strumming. I just start playing and just start kind of feeling a melody come out of that. It's almost like, those old-timey wells, and you just had to sit there and pump and pump and pump. Finally, the water would start coming out, but it would stop unless you pumped again. That's kind of how this works for me. I'm just playing, and eventually, some kind of melody will just pop into my head. And it comes in waves. I go through, there might be a 3-week span where I write. It just happened recently. I went through a span of writing a song. I probably wrote 6 songs in a month that are songs that I'm still playing now, in my sets. I haven't written much since then. I've had a baby since then, and that kind of takes a lot of time. So, but I go in these big waves where I'll write a bunch of songs and then sit on them for a while. I try not to stress. Luckily it's not my my living. It's just my fun. And so I don't have to stress about, oh, I don't have any new material, or I have to write like now. Because I hear about musicians, they probably write, I don't know if they write every day like professionals, they write every day and they probably scrap most of their stuff. But, since I don't have to worry about that too much, I kind of just can chill out and wait for something I like to hit. I remember as a high schooler when I had dreams of being a musician of some sort. Driving through downtown and seeing these different people playing, and I remember specifically, like, that's just what I want. I want to just be able to, and as a Hartley kid, like I said, Amarillo's the big city, you made it. And so, like, if I could just get downtown somewhere and play, I would feel like I did it. And that first show that I had at Crush this past year, I took that moment, and it might have even been during one of the songs, but I was just playing, I just kind of turned around and was looking back at, I think it was, the Santa Fe buildings back there, the Marriott courtyard is there, the lights were strung out over Polk Street, and I just had a moment, and I was just like, I did it. If something happens, I'm all for it. I'm here for the ride, but I'm pretty content with where it's at now, the venues that I'm playing at, the time I'm with my family. Anytime that I've told somebody that they have inspired me, they seem to be quite surprised. Either they weren't trying to inspire, or they didn't think that was a very inspiring part of their story or any of their actions. And so I find that kind of interesting that, a lot of times it has to happen organically. And I hope that if people see me, because people have known me even from high school, have known I wanted to do this for a long time, and I've been asked so many times, how come you're not doing this yet? Like, why? Like, people need to hear this stuff. And I'm just like, well, I don't know where to play. I don't have any connections. I'm so busy. And now here I am knocking on the door at 40, and I'm finally doing it. And I have gotten messages from people saying, it's so good to see you getting out there and doing this. And so maybe I've already inspired people that I was unaware of, by just doing what I want to do, no matter if it's going to go anywhere.
Highway is taking me 1,000,000 miles, and I've seen my share of pretty little smiles. The feeling I get when I'm on my last leg home. There's many things in my life I could live without. Money, my car, my last cold stout, and the places we live don't seem to matter at all. If you're from Houston or Dallas, the country or not, there's one thing we agree on, so let's lift a shot. Amarillo, and if not, I'm sorry to hear. There's one thing's for sure, is we all need someone. And I've been clinging to that black top, and there's no telling if it's ever gonna stop. But this is my chance to do just what I love. world's gonna fail, and I'd be damned if I ever lost it all. 'Cause I've been working and trying oh so damn hard. If you're from Houston or Dallas, the country or not, there's one thing we agree on. Let's lift a shot. Amarillo, and if not, I'm sorry to hear. There's one thing's for sure is we all need someone. You're a preacher, a sinner, a stoner, a saint. There's one thing we agree on, it's perfect, we ain't. A liar, the truth, a drunk and me too. There's one thing's for sure is we all need someone. There's one thing's for sure is we all need someone.